Warning: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as a criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All people are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I reserve my First Amendment rights to express myself.
late-stage dementia and relies on 24-hour care. This particular service doesn't happen in a group home, but in the family's actual residence, where the healthcare providers will come into the residence and provide care there in home. Thankfully, the family here in this instance put up a camera to make sure that they were able to monitor the activities that were going on as a result of this caregiving. Surprisingly enough, I'm told by the investigators in this case that this suspect actually knew there was a camera there and still was not deterred. She still continued to assault the victim in this case. The family member here recently, what touched all of this off, is the family member here grew concerned. At one point, she said she had seen some spilled food on the room of the victim, on the floor of the room. Asked the healthcare provider, why is the food there? She'd mentioned that the elderly victim had somehow knocked the food off. In an abundance of caution, the victim's family went back and watched video, and what they found was several pretty disturbing cases of abuse, outright abuse, between January and March of this year. Our investigators were able to go out and review the evidence, but they made the determination off of what they had seen, some forced feeding that caused pain to the victim, but additionally at least one instance where she actually slapped her in the face. Our investigator did an awesome job what they were supposed to do and actually applied for a warrant, walked a warrant, and then we were able to place Ms. Garza Edie under arrest this morning without incident. Our STOP team, the Sheriff's Top Offenders Program deputies, placed her under arrest without incident, and she's going to be facing charges of injury to an elderly person with intent to cause bodily injury. Now, as if the assault itself is not disturbing enough, my understanding is that the family members actually contacted the directors of this company, Senior Buddies, and actually made a complaint about this suspect assaulting the victim. The management of that company actually indicated to the victim's family that they would prefer to handle this internally, as if it were just some sort of a minor.
Take what you do best and create a website that's worthy of it. With AI website creation from Wix, every click is an
departure from their procedures, and said they would not in fact contact law enforcement. And so thankfully here the family was not satisfied with that. They went the extra mile and contacted law enforcement themselves. We've also been in contact with the state in connection with this case as well. And so certainly we're urging the public that at present, although we don't have any direct evidence that this suspect or this company was involved in anything untoward with any of the patients that are under their care, certainly, again, in an abundance of caution, we'll let the community, if they have any connection to this company and they suspect any wrongdoing, please give us a call, 210-335-6000. You can also email us at bcsotips@bear.org. Esta mañana nosotros arrestamos a una sospechosa de 54 años de edad, que ella es empleada de una compañía que se llama Senior Buddies. Ellos se encargan de dar auxilio, dar ayuda a los pacientes que están bajo de su no custodia, pero que están ayudándoles con los problemas. La señora, la víctima de este caso, tiene 91 años de edad. Ella tiene demencia y ella está en la casa de sus familiares, pero la compañía, los empleados de la compañía vienen a la casa y le dan sus tratamientos y su ayuda. Una familiar de la víctima reporta que ella, al principio de esto, se encontró comida que estaba en el suelo. Le preguntó a la empleada qué había pasado con esa comida. La señora, la sospechosa, le dijo que la víctima había tirado esa comida al suelo. La familiar vio el video que ella había puesto una cámara en el cuarto de la víctima. Ella vio el video y lo que ella descubrió fue varios incidentes de asalto. donde esta sospechosa iba maltratando la víctima de 91 años de edad. Ella al principio le habló a la directora de la compañía. Ellos dijeron que no nos iban a hablar a nosotros, a las autoridades, sino que le dieron esa opción a la víctima, la familia de la víctima. Ella nos contactó a nosotros y nosotros tomamos el reporte. El investigador de nosotros logró ver el video y aplicó por una orden de arresto para esta sospechosa. Esta mañana, oficiales con nuestro STOP program, el programa STOP, ellos arrestaron a las sospechosas sin incidente. Pero ahorita, aunque no tenemos más información de otros asaltos involucrando esta compañía ni esta sospechosa, sí nos da pendiente si hay otras víctimas más allá. Entonces les surgimos al público, si tienen información tocante a otros asaltos, otras actividades ilegales, o si tienen familiares que están trabajando con esta compañía, por favor que nos hablen al 210-335-6000. También nos pueden mandar email bcsotips@bear.org. Any questions?
Estabas diciendo de que tenían la cámara y que ella sabía que estaba una cámara.
Sí, en algunos videos se ve que la sospechosa sabía que había video. Se aparenta que ella a ciertas veces vio la cámara. La cámara no era de cubierto, sino que estaba fuera de donde se puede ver la cámara. Pero en algunos de los videos el detective me dice que la sospechosa como que ve a la cámara después de maltratar a la señora, y luego ya ella sigue trabajando. Entonces esto es algo que obviamente ella sabía que era ilegal, pero todavía lo hizo.
Estabas diciendo también de que te estaba dando comida forzosamente y también cachetadas, ¿sabes?
Sí, como que le estaba forcejeando con ella, le metió un tenedor a fuerza a la boca de la señora, y la señora como que se quejó que le dolía, pero a esta sospechosa siguió haciendo haciendo eso, y en alguno de los videos ella le dio cachetada a la señora. Entonces eso es algo que ya viendo eso nuestro detective aplicó por esa orden de arresto y la arrestamos.
Okay. También dices que a lo mejor puede haber otras incidencias con la misma compañía.
Sí, pues es posible que no haya otras víctimas, es posible que no hay otras actividades ilegales, pero también es posible que sí hay. Entonces les sugerimos al público que por favor, si ellos tienen parientes con esta compañía, por favor fíjense en cualquier momento, en cualquier evidencia que tienen, si tienen video o si han visto heridas o algo así, por favor háblenos y danos la queja a nosotros.
¿La compañía cómo se llama? Y perdón por preguntar, a lo mejor ¿tenía ella licencia para hacer este tipo de cosas?
No sé qué clase de licencia tiene que tener esta señora, o si tiene licencia, eso no sé ahorita, pero sí sé que la compañía se llama Senior Buddies.
Will you address that? Can you say it in English?
Sure. At this point, I don't know what license she should have, or if she's got the proper licensing in this. But my understanding is that the company that's involved in this is Senior Buddies.
What, in Spanish, please. What could viewers...
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
This is Darla.
look for if they have their loved ones in this type of care? What can they assess with their loved ones that can determine, that there's possibly foul play going on?
Bueno, hemos visto en este caso y otro caso que tenemos hace varias semanas de un hombre que también estaba sufriendo abuso a manos de las personas, los empleados de una compañía. Yo les urjo al público que lo que nos ayudó en estos dos casos es las cámaras que ellos ponen en los cuartos de las víctimas. Les urjo al público que si tienen familiares que aunque los manden a una parte, a una clínica, a un hospital, o si la compañía manda a los empleados para la casa, es importante tener esas cámaras para cuidar a las víctimas. Y luego, pues obviamente, desgraciadamente en este caso, se requiere ese video por medio de evidencia. Entonces, para nosotros, les urgimos al público que si no tienen cámaras así, que por favor las tengan. y que las revisen de vez en cuando para ver cómo están tratando las víctimas. En este caso, esta sospechosa como que sabía que estaba en video y todavía sí estaba haciéndolo. Entonces yo les urjo al público que usen estas cámaras y que revisen el video.
Estamos hablando de buen trabajo de tu división staff. ¿Me puedes decir un poquito qué es eso?
Sí, nosotros tenemos una unidad que se llama STOP, Sheriff's Top Offenders Program, que esos oficiales se encargan de arrestar a las personas que han cometido delitos violentos. Entonces, ya cuando cuando los oficiales o los detectives que están trabajando por medianoche, ya cuando aplican por las órdenes de arresto por algo violento, entonces estos oficiales son los que se encargan de ir a arrestar a esas personas. Es una unidad que ya tiene casi un año o dos en existencia, pero es algo que es importante para nosotros. Como con este caso, desafortunadamente, cada día tenemos otros casos que estos oficiales tienen que arrestar a esas personas.
Hoy en la mañana fue arrestada en el trabajo, en el lugar de empleo. O...
Did we get her at work or at home? A ella la arrestamos en la casa de ella sin incidente. Yes, sir.
Do we know if the victim was her only patient, or is there an investigation that this may have happened to other?
Well, we don't. Right now, this is the only patient we know of. But I mean, my understanding is that this company is a pretty sizable company. So, although we don't, to be fair, we don't have information on other victims. We believe there's other patients that are out there. Whether they were under the care of this suspect or not, we don't know. But certainly we would urge anybody that's got any sort of connection to this company to please give us a call. Certainly if any connection to this suspect, give us a call if you suspect something was going on, 210-335-6000. I would also use this as an opportunity to remind the community that here recently y'all saw that we had a similar case where a gentleman that was nonverbal autistic was assaulted by some folks in a group home setting. I would certainly urge the community to take the example of the victims' families in both of these cases, where a camera, the footage captured by that camera is crucial to us to be able to apply for the warrant and hopefully see both of these cases through to successful prosecutions. So I would urge the community that if you've got a family member like this that's in any sort of mental or health distress, where they're under long-term care and they're outside the view of the family, absolutely use this as an example and obtain those cameras, whether it be a covert camera like the one we saw in that last case or one that's just obviously a camera. It's crucial for you to have that. Again, keeping honest people honest, but also giving us the evidence we need in the event that an assault does occur. Okay. Thank you all so much.
Okay. So yeah. So definitely if you feel like sorry, my dog it's time for my dogs to go out right now. So we hear them bring in the background. I am sorry. My sons will be taking them out soon. They're just a little slow. Just joking. They're not slow. They're just lackadaisical sometimes. I'm just waiting for them to, because you're gonna hear all the ruckus in the background. But Chanel, my love, calm down. They're gonna take you. Just wait. So again, I'm gonna show pictures of the suspect. I'm gonna go off camera real quick, guys, so that way I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so let's show the pictures. This is what the suspect looks like. This right here is the suspect. Belinda Garza Edie, 54 years old, charges injury to elderly with intent to cause bodily injury. Bodily harm, bodily injury, same thing. Here she is walking away. And again, they are stating they were working with senior buddies. And as you heard the officer, they don't know if she was licensed or really. But again, according to some of these news articles, again, they're just kind of repeating themselves. But when so when the company responds back, remember they didn't have a statement as of Friday. Um, it looks like officials with senior buddy issued this statement on Sunday. On Friday, June 20th, 2025, a former caregiver was arrested for elder abuse. In mid March, we were made aware of the video footage showing maltreatment of one of our clients by Belinda Edie. We were shocked and outraged by the behavior and immediately removed her from this case and discontinued her employment. We do not tolerate abusive behavior from any of our staff. Contrary to inaccurate reports, that the agency opted to handle this matter internally. The conduct of this caregiver was reported to our state regulating agencies, Texas Health and Human Services Commission, which is responsible for investigating such matters. Additionally, we provided Ms. Edie's contact information to law enforcement as requested, remain in full cooperation with the THHSC and law enforcement. And it says during the decade and a half that that Senior Buddies has been serving the senior population of San Antonio and the surrounding areas. We have never had a report or incident of abuse of our clients. This type of conduct does not represent our beliefs or the way we care for our clients. Senior Buddies is dedicated to providing the best and most loving care possible for all of our clients and will continue to care for those in need with dignity, compassion, and respect. So I'm not sure again what the family is saying that I don't know, they see it could have been like, hey, they were mentioned, they were notified, and then the family was never. So do you need help, Skylar Ray? I guess not. So so that's how that goes. So here we have in 2023, Texas Adult Protective Services investigated over 83,000 reports of elder abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. This represents a significant increase from the 60,000 cases reported in 2022. DFPS investigates reports made through the Texas Abuse Hotline and provides services to protect older adults and adults with disabilities. So, reported cases, 2022 fiscal year, there were nearly 120 reports of elder abuse, neglect, and exploitation in Texas. DFPS investigated approximately 85,000 of those claims and validated over 50,000 of those claims. So that means 35,000 were probably they were investigated, but they didn't have sufficient evidence to find any kind of abuse. So, anyway, abuse can be physical, emotional, verbal. Obviously, financial exploitation cases of financial exploitation are particularly challenging to investigate as the abuser may have a close relationship with the victim. So, a closer relationship. So, they may be family members or anything like that. In 2022, there were 1,060 confirmed cases of nursing home neglect in Texas. The U.S. Department of Justice estimates that only 1 in 20 cases of physical abuse to elders is reported according to the age. So, can you imagine only 1 out of 20? So, if there is only 8, just times that by 20, and you're looking at the rest of the people who probably didn't report their cases. Um, so, yes, again, elderly cases are rising. Um, this is a perfect example. Um, the medical facility, the medical fields, should I say, I really got into the medical field thinking you're gonna make a difference, right? Even though I don't like blood, I don't do needles, I don't do all that stuff. So no, I don't work as a nurse, I don't work as an MA, and I don't work as a phlebotomist. I don't work as any of those things. I work behind the scenes. I dem One call me paper pusher. I push them the papers, make sure I get the money in for my doctors. So I am a medical biller and coder, and just because we're behind the scenes, taking care, doing the finances and everything like that behind the scenes does not mean we do not see what goes on in facilities. 'Cause most places have their billing department right in the same location as the doctor themselves, unless the doctor, hires the third party out to do their building, then more than likely they're in um a local, like a main, like a little office in themselves where it's just nothing but just lock it, baby. Did you lock it? Is it locked? If it's locked, then it's okay. It's your so does not mean that we don't. So we're either in the same building or we work pretty close with the doctors because we have to read the reports and we have to understand what the doctors wants us to bill out or not wants us to bill out because we can't just bill out because they tell us to bill out something. But you know what I mean. So Harry, baby, because I need you to go back to the room though, just for a little bit, because mommy needs to start cooking here because she's got a long dinner to make. So, anywho, um, but yes. So again, that doesn't mean we don't know what goes on. If anything, office personnel in the back, like office managers, the billing department, um, the anybody COO, anything like that, any of like the office members, they actually know more what's going on than what the MAs and nurses do know what goes on as far as like the whole facility as a whole. As far as like patient wise, no, they do more patient contact, so they're going to have a more personal basis with the patient. But as far as knowledge around what goes on in the entire facility, they really don't. So therefore, things that are higher up, like in this case, like I don't know if the family reported it and then did she continue to work for weeks? Was it months? I mean, like how long did it go to where, did they report this to HHS? HHS. I don't say the C because that's too long. HHS because Health and Human Services. Um, so um I mean, when was that reported? Like, did they report it after the fact that they reported it to the police? Like, oh, let's report it so we won't get caught, kind of thing. Yeah, they may have fired her, but did they report it right away? I mean, there's a lot to this story that could go either way, and I mean, there's a lot of details. I mean, to hold the facility responsible, mm, they can be held responsible as far as being the company in itself for hiring somebody like that. Again, we don't know if she was credible, licensed to work there, or licensed to work as a caregiver, um, anything like that. So again, excuse me, senior buddies is really, and then maybe they want to handle it internally just for the fact that they didn't want all these news. Maybe they thought firing her and reporting her to HSS was gonna, basically they did their steps, kind of like what happened to me when a facility at this time I was working front desk. I wasn't working as a medical biller and coder, but I was working front desk, and it was at emergency, a freestanding emergency clinic. So it's not emergency room, a hospital. It's a freestanding emergency clinic. So I was working front desk, and one of the nurses, I was getting ready to check in somebody who walked in off the streets and um, basically told me he had thoughts of hurting himself and things like that. So I was gonna basically check him in. That is, life to me, life threatening, as well as any kind of heart conditions or anything like that. Pregnancy, you're considered a life threatening thing. You're gonna get basically checked in right away. You're not gonna have to go through the whole process. We'll get your insurance later. We'll get all your information ready. We need to get you to the back. This is basically like life threatening issue. So anyway, one of the nurses come up and they completely tell me, no, you need to send him away. That's too much. We don't have the resources here, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. He's lying, he's homeless, whatever excuse, all the above excuses that they gave me for me to not check this person in. And unfortunately, I did what I was told by the doc by a nurse. On top of all that, you're registered, you're an RN, you're the next thing below pretty much of a doctor. So I'm just like, "Okay." So, and the doctor was right there walking back and forth, never intervened, never asked what's going on, maybe let me overwrite this kind of thing and stuff like that. So I did what I was told to do, which I didn't feel comfortable doing, obviously. So right after that incident, I wrote like this huge email to my manager or supervisor, whatever you want to call her, and let her know the incident. Took them 2 weeks to come and talk to me about the incident. 2 weeks to talk to me about an incident that they had no idea whether this person was either actually telling the truth or lying. Like, how was I supposed to know? I am not medically inclined to make those types of decisions. You know what I mean? So anyway, so all goes to short. I quit. Can't get well, I pretty much left, gave my gave them the paper saying I'm no longer coming in. It was thank you for allowing me, whatever, whatever. Give them my papers of resignation, whatever you want to call it. So didn't give them the 2 weeks. I gave them 2 weeks to. It took them 2 weeks to even talk to me about the situation. Well, I gave y'all 2 weeks. That should have been well enough. No additional training, no nothing, nothing. So I couldn't continue to work like that. That's my code. That's my ethical point of view on that situation. But I did what I did. I stopped working there. Reported. Reported the company, and I tried to get what do you call it? Not disability, but why am I drawing a blank? But I tried to get unemployment. Of course, they denied all that or whatever. But I was like, "Geez, you want me to do something illegal? Like, I'm not going to work there an extra 2 weeks." I gave them 2 weeks. And they didn't do anything. So why am I going to give them another 2 weeks for them? And then not including that, the very next day, almost a similar incident had happened. That's where I drew the line. Like, no, I was like, nope, not coming back. And then she had the nerve to text me like, oh, why? What happened? What? Like, no, homie. Like, really? You just came here last night and said, pretty much there's nothing we could do about that patient. Like, no, like, don't tell me, like, "Oh, well, we could still turn 'em," like, no. I don't know, the way she handled that situation rubbed me the wrong way, the whole facility rubbed me the wrong way, so the next chance I got, I quit. I told one of the better doctors that were working there, it was a pleasure and I wasn't coming back. So, whatever. But I did, like I said, like you reported thing, but now whether I see that they're still open. So I don't know if they did an investigation. I don't know if the people who you report these things to actually do their jobs and investigate this kind of things. But now, regardless of whether there's been future events or non-future events, I go, but they had like that place had some people that just never wanted to work, so they find every excuse to turn them away. And that's supposed to be an emergency room, and sometimes you shouldn't be turning some of those patients away. I get it. You're in a homeless part of town, where there's a lot of homeless people and things like that, and they come in. And I get the whole water situation and things like that. Don't offer them water, don't offer them food because they're like little flies. They're going to come back. I get it. But when it comes to people's health, like if they need to be seen, they're good. You should see them regardless. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. But again, like I said, they could have reported it. They could have been an investigation. Who knows? Like the only way to know is once the police do their investigations, they find out when the HS HSS was made aware of this from the company. Then they could put the dates and the timelines together. And if it was more than I would say 3 days, 3 business days, for them to even do anything about this, report it, fire the lady or anything, that was way too long. Then the family had every right because that should have been immediate termination, immediate reporting, all within a 24 to 48-hour time frame. Now I can understand if it happened on Friday, first thing in the morning when you come in on Monday. That should have been it. But places like this, they work 24/7. You got to have caregivers around the clock. So I mean, maybe their business office, like their billing and coding, their higher upper management team, stuff like that. They may have the day off, but trust me, caregivers do. They work all sorts of hours. Um, according to I'm not saying they work at different times like hospitals and things like emergency rooms, but you have a set patient if they need a patient if they need a caregiver at nighttime because that's when, you know, s- their own family members are working, then you cover their shift. Like that's just the way it goes. You gotta either be work mornings or you're working nights or overnight. So there's no um yeah, it's crazy. And then to know that there is like all her other um patients. I mean, I don't know how long she's been working there. So there's a lot of questions that are unanswered. How long has she been working there? How many patients has she had? And and as far as this company, that you mean to tell me there's no other reportings just because there wasn't reportings to the police, there were no other reports to you guys in regards to any other, I mean, for you to fire her and like, yeah, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to fire her and just report her and then make sure that this didn't hit the news. But you found a family that kind of didn't appreciate that response. So again, kudos on the family. We all got to protect our elders. Um, this is Our elders is what helped build this country. We can't just treat them like garbage because without them, we wouldn't have half the things that we do have and future things that we will be able to do. If it wasn't for some of these from our elders. So again, please, please, please. I was raised respect your elders. Please and thank you. Remember, they always go first. Open the door for them. Um, a little kindness will go a long way. You never know what these elderlies are put through. Especially in situations like this, you can actually make somebody's day. So brighten somebody's day. Again, I wanted to kind of quickly go over. Let's stop sharing. So I kind of want to share their website again with you guys so you can kind of see what I've been working on. So this is the website. Again, I have been working on it. This is for both Vivid Lifestyles and somewhat Dishing Tea with D because my videos are linked on here because a lot of it, Dishing Tea with D, me. That's just my lovely,
what do you want to call it? Radio name, I guess. My DJ name. I don't know what you want to call it. My social name, um, whatever. But anything that has to do with the Dish and Tea with D show, Vivid Lifestyles, all of that will go to the organization, the Vivid Lifestyles VVLS organization. We help heal the wound of abuse. So our recent what do you call it, event that was supposed to be on the 9th, what was it, the 21st, was rescheduled. It was the weather was just not the greatest for me to be outside with some brochures and things like that. It was just it wasn't ideal weather to have electronics out there or anything like that to be set up outside. So we did reschedule it for July. So we I think it's July 19th, 21st or something like that. So I will be making up another I will do another flyer and it's going to be the same title, Break the Silence, Break the Cycle. And in this case, now that we're not just only going to be doing elderly abuse since we are in June, I'm going to carry that over to July, as well as July is domestic violence awareness as well as mental health awareness. So definitely, and then there's some other, I think some other awarenesses in there, but those are the two that we're going to be focusing on for the organization, and we're going to put that into the event as well. So we're going to have the elderly abuse, the domestic violence, as well as mental health awareness all at the same time. Um, that way, that just gives us more people to reach. You know, so definitely want to spread the word. And it's going to be in July. It's still going to be on a Saturday, so it's going to be it should be perfect timing. It should be, people are going to be out and about. They're going to be visiting. We're going to have a lot of tourists. So and the location I'm at, like I said, it's a high traffic area. It's not too far from SeaWorld as well, so we should be getting a lot of visitors from SeaWorld, on top of all that. So it's just a very good location to have, and again, it'll give me more time to establish. Again, I was getting gift cards. I've actually got those, so now I'm gonna have to just save them until then. Um, I'm also, let's see, gift cards. I am gonna probably do the other gift cards I have now that I have a little bit more time to figure out another creative way to come up with some funds. Again, this is all gonna be charity based. This is fundraising for the organization so we could start helping people. There are roughly I don't want to say family because technically legally they're considered two separate families, but it's one family. I I say it's one family because I think aunts and uncles are considered family, but they're not considered immediate family. So families, two families, one family, however you want to call it, whatever you want to say, but um they are really, really needing help. And unfortunately, I know people are be like, "What? You don't have them come up here and talk and la la la." The whole point of this, guys, is I work for the abused. These people need to keep confidentiality confidential. Like, I can't just say, "Oh, this person's getting abused," and then their abuser is right there looking at them on YouTube talking about how they're getting abused by them. Like, that's just not the safest and not the smartest. So, again, I am just encouraging you guys, please, please, if you um the QR code at the top of the screen, if you see it, let me hide this off. If you see it right here in the corner, this way in the corner, just click on that. The QR code, it will take you to the PayPal and you can donate there. Um, if you can't do that, you can go to the Cash App, which is at the other top of the screen. That way, right there. Cash App, it's Vivid Lifestyles, money sign Vivid Lifestyle. So you can Cash App there. Or you could go down to the link down below, which is streamlabs.com, Dish and Tea with D, which is what was just on right here. And that is going to send you right here where you can donate as well. You can view the live feed that I'm currently on at the same time. And You can see all the other affiliations I'm with, and all the other stream um, all the other platforms I'm on, like Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, YouTube. You can email me right here. Just contact me through there as well. And it shows all my little things. Also, what's really cool now that I got this up, we have merch up, guys. Yes, 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 we do. We got the merch. Again, the merch is only for the Vivid Lifestyles logo. I haven't created Edition T with D one, but I know those should be coming soon as well too once I get creative on that. But again, this is the store for Vivid Lifestyles to start earning funds. Like I said, again, we do have a family that is needing our assistance. Really doesn't have any other place to go. Unfortunately, all the other close city resources are pretty much filled up, and um, there is a little bit of a wait to receive this help. So, unfortunately, they are pretty much backs against the wall. So, I am trying to do everything I can to raise funds to get them into a safe place. Um, right now, they are currently frightened and they are really, really trying to lay low. Unfortunately, they're still in the abusive situation. They are not able to escape until they know that they have a safe place to go to. What's the matter, my love? Oh, oh no. Tell them I said stop. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'll come and tell them. But yes, they are currently still in that situation. They are, you know, walking on eggshells and, you know, unfortunately, I personally can't help them out of, my own pocket because a lot of my money already went into the organization to get this organization up and running. If I would have known before then, I probably would have just helped out as a friend. But anyway, that is beyond my control, right? So this is why I am actually out here doing this, raising money so we can get these types of people out of their current situation, out of their dangerous current situation, and moved into a safer location. Now we understand, funds are limited and things like that. So I mean, we can get them somewhere safe for at least a week or two, so that way they can um, do the proper necessary steps to make sure that this person is, I guess, lawfully taken care of. And let me put it that way, lawfully taken care of. And that way she can continue to grow in a more positive way and bring up their kids in a more positive way. So, again, this is just some of the products I did. We do have our bathing suits out. I do love these. These are the best. These little racerbacks. And I did get the guys' shorts up now. So we do have their swim trunks up as well. So again, the store is another way for us, for the organization to raise money to help the abusive people. So again, there are all sorts of ways. If you just want to donate, please either go to the QR code in the top of the link or go down to the link down at the bottom. You can donate from there. If you wish to donate through Cash App, my Cash App is up at the top. And you're more than welcome to Cash App me the donations, just make sure you just write donate in the memo box. And even though it's going to the Vivid Lifestyle, it's just that extra step of precaution. And so again, so please, if you can't donate, we all understand finances are a little short, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It is very important. It is the free way to show love and to spread the word, to show appreciation, and to show that you care about these types of topics. And it's a free way to support the cause. So, again, if you do want to donate financially, go to the QR code at the top, or to the link at the bottom, or to the Cash App at the other top of the corner, or you can just go to the store, purchase some merchandise, and all that goes to the organization. So there are many ways that you can help out. If you want to volunteer, if you are close by in Texas, please let me know. I can always use some volunteers, especially during events like what's coming up in July. No, no, you can continue to lay down, sir. We do not hit. Over here picking your nose. Gross. So, anywho, that is it. Again, we are trying to avoid these types of situations of what's going on, just like with this elderly lady, 91 years old with dementia, whose caregiver force fed her and slapped her and probably did other things that weren't recorded. These were all things that were caught on camera. She deserves every punishment she gets. And hopefully, this is a lesson that more people need to speak out. We do need to speak out. We do need to speak out. We do need to care for our elderly. Again, I am done for the day. I am gonna go, guys. I did want to talk about Carmelo Anthony. There's some new information, but I will probably be back either later tonight or probably tomorrow. I do gotta start dinner. I know it is what going on 3 o'clock right now. I need it done by like 5 o'clock, 6. So I gotta put those bad boys in the oven right about now. So I am making these cornichons for them. Probably do 2 different flavors. But anyway, that is it, and let's see, again, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share, or, don't forget to add those notifications as well so you can continue to, get these stories from me. Um, Again, I am done. I am gonna be out. If anybody, maybe I'll do one day this week where we could just all chit chat and come up and just hold a little panel conversation. But other than that, I am done for the day, guys. I guess I may come back tonight, but more than likely not. I would try, but more than likely not. I usually don't do night times. Night times are not my thing. But anyway, I am outie, guys. You guys have a good one. Bye.